Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I am your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful evening wherever you are at. Yes, due to a goofy mix-up with my schedule today, looks like we're going to be doing a late night stream tonight. I don't know how this is going to work because usually I don't stream late night, and sometimes they don't work out too well, but I'm still happy to do a stream just the same. We're able to squeeze in a little bit of time this evening for all of you out there. What exactly, though, how are we going to be playing? Well, I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to need to take a little bit of time to explain this a bit before we actually jump into the game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump in to the deck list right now to show you exactly what we're going to be working with today. Awesome. All right, we're there. Okay, so we're a couple weeks away from Halloween itself, so we wanted to make something a little bit on the scary side today. But at the same time, I also wanted to take a break from Omen Pass because I kind of was just, honestly, I'm just kind of over that. So what I'm going to be trying to play today is going to be something absolutely devious and absolutely scary if you're our opponent. But what exactly is that going to be? Well, we realized that, of course, just recently, well, maybe it's not that recent, but recently, Wrenn 6 was added to Arena. So I realized not only that, but also thanks to Edge of Eternities, man, we really should have had more time to actually stick with that deck. But seriously, with Edge of Eternities, we also got a really powerful, I can't believe this is actually in Arena, card that we didn't get a chance to play last time we did a landfall deck, but we're going to be utilizing it here to do the opposite of landfall per se. So utilizing, of course, Strip Mine here and the power of Wrenn 6. This is going to be a really, really terrifying deck for our opponent to deal with here. But it's seriously, though, you shouldn't be playing this deck. But that's literally, that's why I called it what it is. So the idea with the deck is, of course, to utilize our commander to pull out our Strip Mine ASAP and repeat it over and over again to devastate our opponent and deny them the ability to play the game. That's literally what we all just want to do. Everything else is just all the bonus stuff that we can try to use if that plan doesn't work, to then do a little bit of everything with lands. So, as always, before we get started, I always like to remind everybody how this is going to work if you are new to the streams or if you're watching this on the replay. So, we'll go over the stats of the deck in just a second. We'll then go over every single card in the deck list itself. We're going to, of course, play as many matches as we can in best of, we're going to be playing, of course, the first half in Brawl on a budget. And if you do like the deck, and maybe you want to invest a little bit more into it, I'll be more than happy to share with you how we will upgrade this deck to make it even more devastating and nasty for our opponent. So let's go ahead. Let's start now with the stats of the deck. Long-time viewers don't know how I do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So our deck today is going to be Gruul colors of red and green. We actually, I realize now, we actually have been playing actually quite a few landfall decks over the past month or so. I mean, I can't help it. We actually have had quite a few options for us to work with recently, so it's actually been kind of fun. But seriously, our deck today is going to have an average mana curve about 2.9. We're looking at a total of 25 creatures in the deck. We have 6 instants, 21 sorceries, 4 artifacts, 11 enchantments, a single planeswalker, 1 battle, and 34 lands. So, as I kind of mentioned earlier, we'll kind of repeat this one more time. Wrenn 6 was just recently added to Arena. Why is this such a relevant card? Well, because of how devastating the card can actually be. So, Wrenn 6 here, a 2-mana planeswalker. Not too often you get those, but it's actually a pretty powerful one if you know how to use it correctly. Wrenn 6 here, as it reads, is, again, Gruul colors, has a loyalty of 3, legendary planeswalker, and it says, for its +1 ability, return up to 1 target land card from our graveyard to our hand. You can take it down to do 1 point of damage to any target. And if you manage to get to -7, you get an emblem that reads instant and sorcery cards. Okay. Are we back? We're back, right? There we go. Okay. So, without further ado, of course, that's how we're going to be doing it now, as I just mentioned earlier. So, we will be, of course, trying to utilize, as I mentioned earlier, Strip Mine here, sacrifice a land to destroy a target land. So, by utilizing this, Wrenn 6's tick 1 to bring back the Strip Mine from our graveyard back to our hand and recast it over and over again to destroy our opponent's ability to play in the game. That's literally all we're going to try to do today. So without further ado, let's now go ahead and go over, of course, all of the cards in the deck. Wait, hold on one second here. Christina Barkley, yes, I do remember you. Thanks again for joining us again. How you doing this evening? Hopefully having a wonderful night wherever you're at. Okay, hold on one second here. Am I having connection issues again? I sure hope not. Hopefully, again, we should be okay here. What's up? Just want to check something here real quick for everybody. Just trying to double check. Okay. Okay. Looks like we should be okay, right? Again, if we're having technical issues on other areas, give me a heads up, everybody. But looks like right now, I think we should be okay here. So, all right. So going over the 1-drop slot here, starting with End of Festivities here. So we, of course, are going to be a budget, so we're going to try to maintain, of course, that as best we can. So End the Festivities here. 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and each planeswalker our opponent controls. So small, low-level wraths just blow away some of the small stuff. Today's time is 10:21. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we are going to be playing a little bit on the late night side here. Over here, we also have Faithless Looting. We want to be able to dig out our key pieces here as much as we can to try to get to what we need. Oh, Cookie, I see you also, of course, on Instagram there. Thanks again for joining us this evening. Hopefully you're having a wonderful evening wherever you're at. Cookie saying, are you ending the stream? Got so late. Oh, actually, no. We just got started, actually. I know I usually don't stream this late, but yeah, I just had a goofy schedule today, but I realized I have a little bit of time before I have to take care of a couple more late night things before also I'm gonna pass out. So I figured, you know what? We can throw on a stream real quick before we end the evening. So that's why we're going to be up for a little bit later on this evening, Cookie. Good question, though. So again, Faithless Looting, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, flash it back for 3. Fire Magic here does a little bit of the same as End the Festivities here, but this will ping, of course, us as well. However, this can scale up decently as the game progresses here. Do 2 damage to each creature or deal 3 damage to each creature if you're willing to invest a little bit more mana to make this work. Spikefield Hazard here, it's either a tap land or you can just ping for 1 point of damage to any target. If a permanent was dealt damage this way dies, you can exile it with this, okay? So that's mostly going to be here just again for small low-level stuff. Strike It Rich here, again for mostly going to be ramp purposes here. Create a treasure token, and you can flash it back later on to make more treasure tokens. Arboreal Grazer here, so when this Sloth Beast enters, just put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield tapped. So just help us again with the ramp package here. You'll notice that again, while we want to try to keep the loop of Wrenn and 6 and Strip Mine going here, we also need to make sure we can still ramp and cast other spells, because if this kind of doesn't work out too well, we might end up in a really awkward spot where the only land we're going to be playing is Strip Mine here. So that's why we have other cards that can help us ramp out and make sure we can keep our game plan going here. So with that, we will, of course, play other cards that can help us with that. So we have Elvish Mystics. We have Land of War Elves for our Mana Dorks. Saza Chocobo here. One of our cute little birds here. Man, I love this little bird so much here. A cute little Chocobo so much. A Landfall here, of course. Anytime a land enters, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. So little by little, our Chocobo will get bigger. In the 2-drop slot here, we have a Braid, deal 3 damage to a creature or destroy an artifact. We have Bitter Reunion here. If this enters, discard a card and then draw 2 cards. Sacrifice the enchantment later on to give all of our creatures haste until end of turn. Cleansing Wildfire here. So besides, of course, Red and 6, we of course want to throw in a little bit more land destruction to the deck to help kind of stack things up here. So Cleansing Wildfire here. For 2 mana, destroy a land. The controller can search their library for basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, then we can draw a card. Fun fact for this card, though, you can also use it as your own kind of goofy way to ramp out your game plan here. I'll explain how that works for our plan in a bit. Pyroclasm here, 2 damage to each creature. So again, as we're trying to ramp out everything, we need to build up time and just slowly keep the board clean until we can start sacrificing our land over and over again for value. So that's why we have Pyroclasm here. Do 2 damage to each creature. Reckless Pyros over here has haste and landfall. Anytime a land we control enters, this creature will gain Battle Cry until end of turn. And then, of course, we'll have Sabo Tender here. More landfall triggers. Whenever a land enters, deal 1 point of damage to each opponent. Christina Barkley, I was in your live stream last time. Yes, you were. So now again, appreciate you stopping by again. Hopefully, again, it's not too late night for you, but I appreciate you being here just the same. Druid class here. Landfall, whenever a land enters, gain 1 life. Get this to level 2. You can play additional lands on each of our turns, so this will help us with our ramp package here. Level 3, turn a land into a hasty creature with a power and toughness equals to the number of lands we control. So again, can be a nice way to finish off our opponent once we can get the whole board up and running. Explore here, draw a card, and we can play an additional land on our turn. Newfound Adventure here, /Farseek. Just dig out either a plains, island, swamp, or in this case, a mountain, because we do have mountains in the deck, and put it onto battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Rampant Growth here, again, more ramp for our game plan here. Dig out a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. Ride the Shoe Puff here. I've been using this card quite a bit here, but again, it just does so much for so little investment. 2 mana enchantment, landfall. Anytime a land we control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control. For 7 mana, the enchantment becomes a 7/7 beast creature in addition to its other types. So we can then turn this again into a big beefy creature as the game progresses. Sylvan Scrying, this is actually one of our key cards here to ensure we can get the game plan going. So Wrenn, as I mentioned, needs the Strip Mine to get out ASAP. Thankfully, Sylvan Scrying can dig out that land for us immediately, and then that's when the fun can begin. Tangled Floral-Hedron here, you can either use it as a mana dork, or you can use it as a tap land, whatever you need. Cheering Crowd here, so this can be a double-edged sword for us here. So Cheering Crowd here, Gruul card, 2/2 Human Citizen that reads, at the beginning of each player's first main phase, that player may put a +1/+1 counter on the Cheering Crowd, and if they do, they can add a generic mana for each counter on it. So keep in mind, this also could backfire on us because technically we can help our opponent ramp. However, if they want the ramp, that allows us to then pump up this creature. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe it might hurt us, and maybe it might do amazing stuff, but we'll take that risk tonight. Stump Stomp here. Either it's going to be a tap land for us, or you can use it as spot removal to deal damage equal to our creature or planeswalker we don't control. Breakout here. Dig 6 cards deep, and then you can reveal a creature card from among them. And if we do, put that card with a mana value of 2 or less onto the battlefield, and it gets haste until end of turn. If we don't, just put it into our hand. So again, just slowly pulling up cards. Brushfire Elemental here with haste, and this creature cannot be blocked by creatures with a power of 2 or less. With landfall, the creature will get +2/+2 until end of turn. Cindervines here. This is also one of my all-time favorite cards here. This is a cool enchantment that reads, anytime an opponent casts a non-creature spell, the enchantment will ping our opponent for 1 point of damage. So we can punish our opponent little by little if they just let this stick on the battlefield. If we don't need it at any point, sacrifice the enchantment to destroy an artifact or a creature and deal 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Gruul Charm here, one of our key charms that actually helps us out quite a bit here. So if our opponent tries to steal our stuff, we can then use this to either bring back all of our permanents back to what we owned, back to our side of the battlefield. We can make sure that creatures without flying cannot block for a turn, so that means we can do some free damage. Or if they have a lot of flyers, this can deal 3 damage to each creature with flying. So great for us at any given point in the game. Invasion of Argamon here. So this is one of our few battles in the deck. When the siege enters, create a treasure token, so great for ramping. Then we can discard a card and then draw a card. If we manage to win the battle, we can then flip it into our Rhino with Trample that gives us 3/4. And then when it flips into the Rhino, we can discard a card, and if we do, search our library for a land or battle card and put it into our hand. Raymundo, question mark? Well, hello, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful evening wherever you're at. Okay. Are you still trying to figure out what we're trying to play with the deck, or are you just kind of wondering what's going on? Either way, still appreciate you being here just the same. Okay, Rydia here. Summoner Mist, again, another one of our cards that I absolutely do love for here. So Rydia here has landfall. Anytime a land we control enters, discard a card and then draw a card. We don't really have any sagas to utilize its secondary ability, but that's perfectly fine. Realistically, all we want this card to do is just help us churn through our deck to make sure we can get to what we need. Arcane Signet, we are a multicolored deck, and we want to make sure we can ramp to the right colors. Nylea's Intervention here. So for X and 2 green, we could choose one. Either use this to dig up X amount of lands, reveal them, and put them into our hand. So this is another way we can get out Strip Mine, or you can use this as a wrath against flying creatures. Worldstone's Rage here. So a Gruul with red, green, and X. Sorcery speed, deal X damage to any target, and then put up to X land cards from our hand or graveyard onto the battlefield tab. So this could be a great way to finish off against our opponent and do a ton of extra damage. In the 3-drop slot here, we have Ferocity of the Wilds. Every non-human creature we control will get +1/+0 when they attack and trample. So we can push through damage no matter what our opponent tries to chump. We have Fuel of Flames here. Again, we have a lot more small level wraths for us, but we will do what we can here. 2 damage to each creature, and if we don't need it, we simply cycle it away to get a new card. Geomancer's Gambit here, similar to Cleansing Wildfire, another one of our devastating land destruction cards. Destroy target land, and then make it the controller dig out a basic land, put it onto the battlefield, and we get to draw a card. If we use this against one of our key lands, we can actually get extra value out of it, or at the very least, we can devastate our opponent. Goblin Ruin Blaster here, another one of our land destruction cards. As long as we can kick it, destroy a target non-basic land. And of course we have the classic here, Stone Rain. For 3 mana, just destroy any land we want. No frills, no muss, no fuss. Sundering Eruption here, another 3 mana card that can destroy a land. Same thing, just like the Geomancer's Gambit here. They have to dig out a basic land, so we can use this if we want to, if we need to against our opponent. We can use it for our own ramp, or just simply use it as a land in a pinch. Valakut Exploration here, another one of our cool cards that can help us again finish off our opponent. Anytime a land we control enters, we can exile the top card of our library. We may play that card as long as it remains exiled. However, at the beginning of our end step, if there are exiled cards with this enchantment, put them into our graveyard, and we can then do damage equal to that much to each opponent. So great way to kind of just blow up stuff if we don't use the cards. Value, value, value. Clifftop Lookout here, Frog Scout with Reach here. Whenever this creature enters, reveal the top card of our library until we reveal a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. So good for ramping. Retreat to Kazandu here with Landfall. Whenever a land we control enters, either put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control, or we get to gain 2 life. Spring hold on one second, everybody. Are we having technical issues again? Oh, geez. Okay. Hold on. I'm still double checking right here. Are we still doing okay here? Are we... Wait, hold on. It seems like we're okay on... Okay. I think on certain platforms, though, we're having some small issues here. So I do apologize for everybody, but I think as long as we're running at least minimum on... As long as we're running minimum on Twitch, and I think YouTube, I think we should be okay. Let me know if we're having technical issues later on, everybody. I do apologize again if we're having small issues. But again, we're going to try to push through as much as we can. I can see it again. Maybe it was at my side. I don't know. It looks like we've been having some small hiccups. We're going to hopefully try to start getting through the gameplay as ASAP. All right, let me finish this up again. So we're going to continue on with Rhythm of the Wild here. So Rhythm of the Wild, creature spells we control can't be countered. Non-token creature spells we control have Riot. So as a reminder, this means you can either have the creature enter with haste or a +1/+1 counter on it. Tanuk, Memorial Ensign, we played this card quite a bit here, and it's still an amazing card for us no matter what landfall deck you want to put it in. Anytime we land creature control enters, deal 1 point of damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this is resolved, draw a card, so great for us to draw more stuff. Spitfire Lock here, similar to Sabo Tender, anytime a land we control enters, deal 1 point of damage to each opponent. Tectonic Rift, a little bit more of an expensive card for land destruction, but still helps us out. Destroy a land, and creatures without flying can't block for a turn. We'll throw in Chandra Torch of Defiance, so it can either be ramp for us, it can help us again exile cards from the top of our library. If we don't use the cards, ping an opponent for 2 damage, or at the very least just helps us again churn through our deck. Case of the Locked Hothouse here, if we can play an additional land on each of our turns for the first part. To solve the case, however, we must control 7 or more lands. If we solve the case, we can then start looking at the top card of our library, and we may play lands and cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of that library. So good for us to go through our deck. Sowing Mycospawn here, 4 mana, 3/3 Eldrazi Fungus with Devoid. It has kicker of 2. Whenever we cast a spell, dig out a land card, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. However, if we kick the spell, we can also exile a land. We'll throw in Sandworm here, so for 5 mana, Creature Worm with Haste. When this creature enters, destroy a target land, and then of course our opponent can dig out a basic land, or we can dig out a basic land if it's one of our lands we blow up. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Acidic Slime here, this ooze when it enters destroys an artifact, creature, or land. We'll throw in Chocobo Racetrack here, our best of these types of landfall/token producers here. So with this one, for 5 mana, landfall, anytime a land we control enters, create a 2/2 Greenbird creature token, and if another land enters beyond that, the token also gets +1/+0 until end of turn. We have Fast/Furious here. Either use it to discard cards and draw cards, or deal 3 damage to each creature with flying, or without flying, I should say. The Fall of Krug here, 6 mana, so it's a little expensive. It's a sorcery that chooses target opponent and destroy target land that player controls. The Fall of Krug deals 3 damage to each player. 3 damage to that player and 1 damage to each creature they control. So it kind of does a lot for 6 mana. Savage Venmaw here may look a little strange in the deck, but hear me out. This can be actually one of our devastating finishers for the deck. Whenever this creature attacks, you get to add 6 mana, and until end of turn, you can keep that mana. So that means that it's going to be a great way to kind of help with the ramp package and also doing a lot of stuff in the air. Waking the Trolls. For 6 mana, destroy a land. Part 2, put a land card from our graveyard back onto the battlefield. And then Part 3, choose target opponent. If they control fewer lands than you, you get to create a number of 4/4 green troll warrior creature tokens equal to the difference. Glacier Godmaw here, 7 mana for a Leviathan. It has trample, and it's a 6/6. It also has landfall here, and you create a lander token. Anytime a land we control enters, creatures we control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance and haste until end of turn. Omnath, Locust of Rage, one of our most devastating of finishers here. If we can make it to 2nd mana, anytime a land we control enters, create a 5/5 red and green elemental creature token. Anytime Omnath or another element we control dies, we can deal 3 damage to any target. And then finally, our catch-all is going to be Meteor Golem here for our budget. 7 mana, Golem, when it enters, destroy a non-land permanent and opponent controls. Now finally, of course, for our land package here, we're going to be utilizing here Memorial to War, destroys a non-target land if we wanted to. We'll use 8 mountains, 10 forests, Ramanov Ruins. We'll have Hayshop Oasis. We'll throw in all of our dual lands we can afford. Bristling Backwoods, Game Trail, Knotwood Sumber Mound, Racer's Ring, Rugged Highlands, Savage Mountain, Slagwood Bridge, Wooded Ridgeline. I forgot to mention that Slagwood Bridge here is indestructible, so this is how you can kind of pseudo-ramp with cards such as, say, your Cleansing Wildfire or your Geomancer's Gambit. And then we'll have an Arid Archway, so you can use this, of course, to recast some of your modal lands as bounce them back as spells. Command Tower is, of course, a staple. Ghost Quarters are backup option for destroying lands. And then finally, of course, Reliquary Tower to round our package, making sure we can have no maximum hand size. And that is the whole deck, everybody. Woo! As always, I do appreciate you guys hanging in there for that. Now that we finally got through the whole explanation, let's actually do the fun part for us. Let's kind of now play the deck, and let's see how well it does. All right, so. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Let's see. Can we have some fun with this? Oh boy, oh boy. All right. Let's see, let's see. Hopefully we'll be doing good here. Okay. First game, of course, everybody. Let's do this.
It's time!
Yeah! All right, all right. Okay, so we're playing against Elias Ilkor. All right, so again, the game plan here is pretty simple here. Just try to ramp as fast as we can and start blowing up their stuff and try to control the board. Christina Bargle, I love your videos. Well, I appreciate you loving those videos. Let's see. And then Cookie, I admire your ability to make decks. Honestly, I just Google or YouTube for the decks. Well, I mean, you probably are going to be Googling from possibly me. I'm trying to at least boost myself up, so hopefully I can be a little bit more prominent out there in the space whenever you search for certain deck types. Do you play any other games like Minecraft, Christina? Well, I'm trying to plan out maybe later this month. Hopefully we might actually do a unique stream. I'm going to try to see if we can do maybe a super fun stream where we can have something for members out there. But we'll see if we can try to make that work. When am I ending the stream? It's probably going to be maybe in like a little less than 2 hours. Maybe around 10:30 is what I'm looking at for the stream. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we might actually try to stream another video game. I know. Absolutely shocking. Super shocking. I might actually play something besides Magic. But I have been trying to ask around. So if you guys like to, we actually can try to do some fun stuff out there. All right, so let's try Breakout. Breakout! Ooh, okay. Let's get the Tangle Florahedron, put it onto the battlefield. Nice. We can swing with it. Awesome. All right, so far so good. We're getting our ramp package going. Elias Ilkor comes in. We'll have Spikefield Hazard, but that's good too. So here's how we do this. We will play one of our first of devastating cards here. Wait, we can't play it yet? Okay, never mind. That's awkward. Instead, how do I actually want to do this here? Actually, we'll play Retreat to Kazandu. No attacks yet. So that was awkward. I guess I couldn't play it just yet. My voice was beautiful. Oh, thank you. Actually, I used to be in show choir and singing a long time ago, but my voice has been kind of wrecked from previous jobs that I've done, so I can't sing as well as I used to back in the day, but I used to for a while, and I actually used to have a lot of fun with it too. Okay, so here's how we do this here. Okay. Spitfire Lock. Spikefield Hazard. Ping, ping, ping. We will gain that life back while we ping our opponent for 1. Okay, opponents, they're going to try to get the ramp going. Can we push through the ramp? So technically, they kind of have a way of getting around things here. The only awkward part with our deck is we're still waiting to get to our key pieces that can help us dig out other things. So it's going to be a little while, but I know we can get there with what we have. Here Well, right now, 1040, where do I live? For real. Okay. Ooh, opponent's got a Mondrak here. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do to get around that. In the meantime here, let's play our Goblin Ruin Blaster. We take out the Concealed Courtyard. Nice. And we'll play the Saga's Chocobo. Alright. No attacks yet. Black Market Connections. Still doing its thing. One of my OGs. And I still appreciate that from you being here. So thank you as always for hanging out, Christina. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should put up a poll. I mean, they have a couple of games that I kind of want to play on, that I have on Steam that I've been meaning to do. Or maybe I try to bring back maybe one of the games that I absolutely love. I don't know. Or maybe I should play something that's at least Halloween themed. I don't know. What you all think? If you guys actually want to see me do something Halloween related, something spooky, let me know. I would love to hear from you guys about, suggestions. I do have a handful of games that I would like to try out. And maybe to take a break because, honestly, I love playing Magic. But there are some moments where I'm kind of like, yeah, the game is not in a good state right now. And I'm kind of, right now. Okay, so they have enough where they can do shenanigans here if they want to. We'll let it go for now. Okay. All right, let's see. Opponents. What you got? They got 2 mana open from treasures. Okay, so they're not doing anything yet. Okay, so, how do we do this here? I think Wrenn and 6 coming in. Opponents. Tick down. Taking out Lotho here. Corrupt Sheriff. Notice that it says... this card messed me up for a while. I thought it said Sheriff. It says Sheriff. Sheriff. Words are hard, by the way, especially in the English language. Oh, opponents. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, they can do that. No attacks yet. The interesting thing, of course, is our opponent has to keep picking one of these things. So little by little, they do ping themselves. And they are going to get a little greedy here. They're down at 13. We're at 19 right now. Play a Halloween-related game? Well, I mean, there are some games that I've been wanting to play for quite a while. And there's a couple of classic games that I absolutely love that maybe I might actually try to do. Oh, opponent is trying to get a little cheeky here. Okay, so. Sans Chocobo. How do we want to do this here? The Ruin Blaster's done its job, so I guess we'll put that there. And Spitfire Lock. Opponents? Do you have any other answers? Dark Souls? I don't know if I can handle Dark Souls. But let's see. Not really anything else I could do here. Okay. So everything's going to have to go for now. Okay. Opponents? We lose a life. Not a huge deal. Do I like the Metroidvania genre? I mean, I do. How do I put this? I'm trying to think how I put this. Hold on one second. Okay, so Forest. We will gain life. So we might need that as a blocker. So you know what? We'll play Flare Cultivation, just straight up. 2 basic lands. Get out some mountains. Put 1 in. We will gain some more life. Okay. Invasion of Egramon. Or Ergamon. We'll discard the land here. Draw a card. Come on, deck. I would like us to see if we can find at least one more piece here to help us with this. Alright. Tick up. Not for any real value. Well, actually, we can get back the mountain. No attacks yet. Christina, sorry, I have to leave the stream because I have to go to sleep. See you next stream. Well, thanks again for stopping by. I still appreciate you doing that just the same, Christina. Have a good night. Take care. Get some good rest. And always be sure to burn bright. Later. But yeah, Cookie, I do like Metroidvania games. Actually, I do play... Which actually, I should find that... Okay. I should backtrack for a second here. Actually, I played Metroid games, but I actually have not played a Castlevania game. Does that make sense? So I guess I'm used to calling... I know everyone calls them Metroidvanias. Actually, one of those weird hipsters, if you will, where I actually do simply just call them just straight-up adventure games. But yes. I don't know. Also, I was thinking of some of my favorite shooting games that I haven't played in a long time. I don't know, maybe like a classic like, I don't know, like Doom, Quake. Or maybe I might try to play like something like a Resident Evil game. I don't know, those are kind of Halloween themed, sort of, because they're horror. Okay, so... I guess I'm just gonna have to let that go. Okay. Back to the command zone. Okay. So, there's not really much I can do with this. I mean, we're not getting exactly where we want to be at, unfortunately. We can put a counter on Brushfire Elemental. So it's a 4/4. I guess we ping here. Not for much damage. Okay. So, play Hollow Knights? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Everyone else let me know out there, like, should I play something like Hollow Knight? Would that be something y'all want to see? Or, I don't know, like another game. Maybe I'll put it to a vote. I'll probably put up a list maybe next week, and maybe we can see if all of you want to vote on something that I can play. Okay. Unfortunately, our game plan right now is not working in our favor. Still can't find the strip mine, but I'm not going to lie. Trying to find strip mine on a budget it's a little hard. Our opponent right now is going really big here with tokens, and they're beating us down here pretty bad. I don't know if we're going to survive this hit here. We could try, but I'm not... I don't know. I don't have hope right now. Okay. It's okay, though. This is the first game. Ooh. No! Oh, dear. Oh, we're cooked, aren't we? All right. All right. I think we're dead here. Okay. Opponent's got enough now in life gain and drain where they can just destroy us. Or if they even blow up the whole board, that's it. All right. So with that... Not that it really matters at this point. Lock here, and we're dead. Wow. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we will have to try again later on. Okay, opponents. Okay, opponent, you did not need to do that. Alright, opponent's just trying to gain life just to flex. Joy. And just like that, we are dead. Toots. Okay. Not a big deal for us, everybody. It's okay. First game. That's fine. We'll just kind of shake it off and just play again. At some point, I know we got to do at least one. Let's see here. So in the meantime, I'm also trying to see where we're at here with this. Okay. I think the YouTube one might... Okay, wait, hold on. Everything is pooping out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Phew. Okay. Just try to make sure we're doing okay here. Ooh, we have Sylvan Scrying. Okay. This is what we wanted. So this is actually our sweet piece here. So this is going to help us now get out exactly what we need. So this will get us a strip mine. Okay, so the pieces have been assembled. We just need to blow away our opponent's board here before it gets too out of control. Okay. Opponent's getting life. So in the meantime here, how do we do this? How do we get out of this We can blow up their pieces here, but we're still kind of where we... All right, well, we're not quite where we want to be at. Like, I can blow away with Pyroclasm. All right. That doesn't help us too much right now. Strip Mine. We will blow up the Thriving Earth. All right. So, we were able to blow away one land, but we still need to find a way to retrace, get Wrenn and 6 to actually bring back that land. Might take a little bit of time, though, but we can do it. But this does slow down our opponent a smidge. Okay. So they can't cast anything with white. At least not for a turn. Ooh. Fast and Furious actually might help us out here a bit. So in the meantime, okay. Bitter Reunion. Okay. We will discard... Let's see. What do we want to discard here? I think we'll throw away the Annihilator's Intervention. Probably don't need that. Okay. And... Savage Mountain. Or Mansion, I should say. Okay. So, with that, Fall of the Imposter. But +1/+1 counter on creature. Okay, so those lures are coming in. I don't know if we're going to actually beat that before it gets too big, but we're going to try. We will try. So that's Chocobo. We will play our Mountain. Pop it up. Play Tanook. Okay, so slow engine pieces are coming online, little by little. Exile a creature with... Okay. Oh, dear. Our opponent is definitely going big here. Too big, by the way. We need to block at least once. Ugh. Not good. Okay. I'm trying here, everybody, but it's very hard right now with the way our opponent is playing. Okay. Well, I guess we'll try to do something here. So, tick down. Mother of Runes goes bye-bye. We will play our Mountain. Playing our opponent for 1. We will play Invasion. And then what do we throw away here? We'll throw away Fast and Furious. Draw another card. Okay, down the land. That's not too bad. No attacks yet. We need to stop them as best we can. I don't know if we can, but we will try. Our opponent, however, is just repeating the same part of Fall the Imposter. It's actually a pretty devastating ability here. We're getting impressed here pretty bad. Okay, so in the meantime... Opponent, okay. Block here. No real value. Just trying to slow the bleeding down. That's literally all we're trying to do here. Okay. We have Farseek. So... we will bring back the Strip Mine. I don't know if that's actually going to even help us at this point, but we'll try. Sandworm. We blow up... Let me blow up here. Blow up the plains. Opponent can pull out the basic if they want to. Cookie, one day you should make the contrary to a budget deck. Pricey deck or noble deck. Well, you could try to do that in the future. Strip Mine. We will blow away their plains. Just trying to slow them down. That's all I can do. See. And then we put that... Okay, that doesn't really help us all that much there now. We gotta keep the Sandworm alive a little bit. Okay. More counters. Wow, we really just don't have an answer for this in Gruul. So, let's see. I think this time we'll just have to let it die. Just for now. Okay. Take action, put it back. Okay, so in the meantime here... Okay, so as long as we can keep getting more... As long as we can keep getting more and more chump blockers, maybe we can find a way to get around this. Okay, destroy another land. So we are blowing up lands, which is the good part. We are doing what our deck wants to do. However, the problem is we just don't have a way of stopping their commander. In the meantime, though, we can still hit this. The Invasion. We managed to flip. So we do get the Rhino. Okay. Let's see. We will discard. We can now dig a land of any kind we want. So what do we want, though? I guess we'll get out the Ghost Quarter. Gives us something to work with. Okay, so We're just right now stalling. Literally, that's the name of the game right now. It's just literally stalling out until we can just keep doing our stuff. So, block here, Elvish Mystic. Donna's getting all the life in the world. Flare of Cultivation. All right. We can get out one of their lands if we want to. But we can also get out the Strip Mine too. And the Ghost Quarter. Okay. Red 6 again. So here's how we do this. So, Ghost Quarter. Thriving Grace goes bye-bye. At the very least, we managed to slow them down to just literally just one creature. As long as we just keep putting stuff out there, we might be able to pull off something here. Bring back the Ghost Quarter again. Strip Mine. Plains. We're just going to start blowing away all their planes at this point. It mostly is just, again, just to do their thing. Okay. In the meantime here. Let's see. Is there anything else we can do? Nothing else. So I guess we're just going to have to wait it out. Okay, opponent, you casted all your stuff, so nothing there. No attacks. Just got to keep blocking. If we can get at least one of our... As long as they don't have... as long as they don't have trample, we could survive a little bit longer. Although I don't know how much longer. We're going to keep trying, though. Okay. Block with the Rhino. Just staying alive. That's literally the whole game right now. Staying alive! Nice! We made some trolls. Okay, well, that kind of helps us out a little bit here. Okay, opponents. Let's play our Flare of Cultivation now so we can get some more lands going. Let's get out... I guess we'll just get one of each. That's cute. Alright. Bring back another land. Strip Mine. At the very least, even if our opponent blows us up here, we can still keep taking care of their lands. Our opponent for days just can keep this game plan going if they'd like to. Alright. So nothing yet. For here, Reckless Pyro Surfers. So anytime a land we control enters battlefield, battle cry triggers. That can help us out a bit. Okay. Well, I'm just going to literally just loop this for days, because honestly, they can't do anything else. In the meantime, I guess we'll just keep blocking here. This isn't going to be one... This is a hilarious stalemate, by the way. I honestly thought we were dead, and our opponent just cannot keep getting through all of our, our jump blockers. So I guess I'm at this point just literally stalling for time. Cookie, hey yo, an ad appeared, and the first thing I saw was how it ended. Is that you destroying lands? That might be one of our other decks. Or one of our things. Good question, though. I haven't been around for a while, but I really enjoy your streams. Thank you for making them. Well, thank you for that, as always, Cookie. I always appreciate your great support. Thank you so much, as always. Okay, so. Take up again. We're just going to do this again. You know what? If we cannot... Oh, my goodness. We won! Oh, my goodness. We just annoyed our opponent. All right. Victory. Thank you so much, everybody. This is why I said, everybody, don't play this deck unless if you want to be evil. I cannot believe it. We just kept cycling over and over again our land destruction. And I think our opponent was just like, I'm over this. But there we go. Yay. So who needs to actually destroy their life total? We just annoy them until we get our way. Oh my goodness. Okay. Note to self. Make sure to get that in the highlight for the future. But there you go, everybody. See? You don't have... Winning sometimes doesn't always necessarily mean making them lose their life total. Doesn't mean always milling them out. Sometimes you just play them to the point where they're just like, your opponent has had enough. They cannot handle your evil, evil ways. Thank you so much for that, Cookie. You not only destroy their lands and creatures, but their soul. Oh yeah. Nothing... The only thing that's more devastating than, I would say, what? Land destruction is what? Discard? Because when you discard opponent's cards... Then it feels like a slog. Like, literally, you're just top-decking until somebody just gives up. But there you go. We managed to do it, everybody. Oh, man, that was so good. Yeah, I feel good about that one. Okay, so, Flare of Cultivation again. We got the Arboreal Grazer. Savage Vengeful will be good for later on. Ooh, a Braid will be good to get rid of Esper Sentinel in a bit. But first off, let's play a Arboreal Grazer. Alright, we will put down our Mountain. Nice. We will also... This is why I love this card, by the way. Arboreal Grazer. Thank you. Our opponent, unfortunately, will get a card, but that's a small price to pay to get our ramp package going ASAP. So this is actually really sweet right now. So we can get out the forest, and we will get out a mountain. Not too bad, right? Nice. We are getting things going here. Our opponent's playing Huatli, so... Huh. Toughness matters? Go wide creatures? I wonder. What will our opponent do here? I guess we'll find out in a bit. Okay, opponents. That's cute. We will play our forest. Wrenn and 6 coming in now. Might as well. And then we can abrade. Get rid of the Wrens. Right, they draw a card off of that. And we can now ping away their other card. So Esper Sentinel, say bye-bye. Too bad, opponents. Okay, so we managed to take control back of this game. All we got to just start doing is finding a way to just get the rest of our package going here. Are with the Nurture, okay. All right, Bitter Reunion. I guess we'll take down again. I'm sorry, opponent. You can't play. Nice, okay. Druid class, okay. I guess we'll play Tangled Florahedron. Mana Dork. Need some life there. All right. Hey, we actually could get the Savage Ventmaw out next turn. That actually would be good with a Druid class here. All right. Can we do this? Oh, I see. Spiritwold Gamer joined us over on Instagram there. Well, thanks again for joining us, my fire friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Ooh, cheering crowd also. But first off, let's get out the Ventmaw. This actually will be pretty nice for us. All right. Take up for no real value, but we just want to get loyalty on it. Okay. So, Diana's Elvish Archdruid. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, untap it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. This might be an interesting card to fight, but let's try. We will try to get around this. Let's see if we can get around these shenanigans. Okay. Opponents. Elodrami. Alright. So I guess it's kind of an elf deck, but they also have Esper Sentinel. Okay, so they are going to try to swing here. Wrenn and 6 can go bye-bye for now. Small price to pay, but that's okay. We can recast it. So that's not something I worry about. Put it back to the command zone. All right. Opponents. Anything else? 2 mana open. So even if we cannot land destroy our opponent, we can ramp pretty quickly with this deck. Not too bad. Ooh, Cindervines will be good for later. Okay, so here's how we do this. We'll swing with the Ventmaw. Get a ton of mana here. Lovely. Opponents. Down to 21. Okay, so this means now we can get a couple things going here. We can actually get our game plan going. There we go. We can also take up here to play additional lands when the time comes. And then finally, finish off with a cheering crowd. We will take up. No real value, just trying to get that stuff going on here. Okay. Do you put a counter on it for it if you want some ramp? If you want some ramp, we will take a counter. What is our opponent going to do here? Will they let us have it? Ooh, they do. Okay. Is Huatli coming in yet? Or maybe they're going to try to just go wide with a bunch of elves. Opponents. What will you do? The suspense is killing me. Opponents. Ooh, Vanishing Slash. Ooh, okay, so they got rid of our Ventmaw, but that's fine. We got the value off of the card just the same. At the very least, we were able to redeploy pretty quickly. Hopefully, Bitter Reunion can help us out here. Oh, Elvish Warmasters? Ugh, that's not a good card. All right, well, one of our low-level wraths would be nice right now. Anytime now. Okay. All right, opponent is untapping, and they're pumping. So, we will block here. Opponents? Anything else? Okay. What's going to happen here? Okay, they do hit us. We go down to 20. So it's all tied up right now. Just for the time being. They have 2 cards in hand. Huatli is still on the command zone. Okay, Elodrami doing its thing. Elvish Warmaster, untapping. Their deck is a little scary, though. Once this starts going, I don't know if we're going to be able to get around it. But we will try. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, so, of course, we'll put counters on there. Bitter Union. We'll throw away our land. We'll get it back in a moment. Draw 2. Okay, Spitfire Lock. We will... Alright. Get back our mountain. Play the mountain. Ping, ping, ping. Gain some life. Okay, so... We're out of cards now. But... Take this level 3. Alright. And then we'll turn our mountain into a card. We can't do anything with it yet, but it is at least a 7/7. So once we get to a certain point, we can utilize this as a good blocker. At least I hope so. This is a bit of a scary setup here. Because once... Let's see. Watley comes down now. Which they do. Alright. Ping our opponent. 10-17. Okay. I don't know. Ooh, big swing here. Opponent wants to end this fast. Okay. Lots of untapping. Dang, that's so devastating for us. Okay, so that means what? 10? Oh, that's 20. Do we take it? I guess we don't have to block here. Something I mean, I really don't want to, but... Okay. Block here, block here. Opponents, what's your last card? I swear, if they have Pump, I'm gonna puke right now. Elspeth Smite. Okay. So that hits us for 1. That can push through the damage no matter what now, which is unfortunate. But we still do 7 damage to them, so that card is done. Down to 8. We lose one of our cards. Small price to pay. But I'm hoping... Okay, put a loyalty counter on, so that's up to 7. So they might be able to ultimate in a turn or 2. Okay, not quite what I wanted to see now. Okay. Well, take it up for value. Let's see here. Yeah, dang. Nothing we could really hold on to here. So, our only hope at this point is... Wait, are we dead? Oh, we're dead, aren't we? Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, we're dead. Toots. Alright, I'll let our opponent do their thing. But while our opponent's doing their thing, question for all of you out there. What do you think is the scariest archetype or type of deck you can think of for Magic? I am curious to know what everyone's thought process is. Like, what do you think is a scary thing? Discard? Control decks? Go wide strategies? Land destruction, like what we're trying to do today? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear from you about, you know, what you think is a scary style Magic the Gathering deck. I'm curious. All right, we'll block here. Not for real much value, but at least we can take down one creature before we go. And we're dead. Mono blue, you say, Cookie. I mean, mono blue is scary. It is scary when you have to worry that 2 islands are untapped. Every time 2 islands are untapped, always assume they have the counterspell, which is, again, not only scary, but also absolutely annoying. Okay, so we got a free Omen Path pack. That's cute. All right, let's give our budget deck one more shot. After this, we will then upgrade the deck to see how much more stronger we can really go all out. And I can tell you right now, the upgraded version is absolutely evil. We have a lot more consistency, we have a lot more stronger options for us to then blow away the board. We'll see. Okay, let's get in the zone.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. Okay, so we got the Arboreal Grazer, which is cute. That's good. Although we don't awkward... Well, actually... Oh, wait. We actually can do this. So Game Trail, I forgot. We've revealed the Wooded Ridgeline. A Boreal Grazer can come in, tapped. And we can then add on another land. Okay. This might actually work. Okay, Game Trail. Reveal the Wooded Ridgeline. Yay, budget decks. Boreal Grazer. Which means now we can put in the Wooded Ridgeline. Nice. Okay. Whoa, hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. Someone's at the door. Give me 1 second real quick, everybody. Hold on. Hopefully the opponent won't be there for... too long. Okay. Wait, where am I at? Wait. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Gain some life. I guess I'm playing Wrenn 6 now. Sorry. So, I have some stray cats in the backyard right now doing things, from what I heard. So, that's where I was at for a moment there. Hopefully those cats won't do frisky things. Y'all know what I mean by that. Any case, not for the kids, of course. Any case here, let's see. What do we play here? I guess Invasion. So here's how we do this. We can toss out our mansion. All right, draw a new card. We will tick up to bring back the mansion. We can then play the mansion, or wait, hold on. Can we do something else? Actually, no. We're good. No attacks, of course. Pass. Cookie. And also when I see the reanimation spells bringing back Valgavoth. Oh, that's right. Valgavoth actually, well, reanimation decks in general are also absolutely terrifying. The moment you see them just dumping stuff in the yard, you know what's going to happen. Oh, opponent already gave up? Oh, opponent, we were about to go off there. Okay, well, it is what it is. Okay, yay. Not the most exciting way to win, but I guess our opponent just didn't want us to start blowing up lands. Oh well, that's okay. Well, in any case now, we're still at the halfway point of the stream, so you know what? Let's just jump into it right now. Let's just do an upgraded version of the deck. So, the question, of course, we need to ask is, what if we really wanted to make this deck absolutely, devastatingly scary and evil? So, for the remainder of the stream, we're going to, of course, play the upgraded version of the deck. It is really expensive, like super expensive. 10 times what the value of the other one is. But we can definitely get a lot more stuff that, of course, not only provides us with more consistency, but a lot more scarier cards. So, let's go over some of the upgrades for the deck now. So, of course, we got to throw in Ragavan here, even if he's not technically, I guess he does. He kind of counts as ramp, if you will, because once he starts doing stuff, he starts stealing cards. And what is more scarier, of course, than getting your cards stolen? Definitely something I absolutely hate, but in our deck today, it's going to be hilarious. So Ragavan's here. We'll throw in Birds of Paradise for much more consistent ramp in the mana Dork slot. Crop rotation is perfect for this deck as long as, again, we can get it out early. Crop rotation sacrifices land, and we can dig out any land we want. So, of course, we're going to get out the Strip Mine once we can play that at instant speed. Wow, how actually bonkers is this card? Such an old card, but absolutely good for our deck. Elvish Reclaimer here, also on the drop slot here, so this Elf Warrior can get a little bit of a buff if there's 3 more land cards, but realistically, you want this to sacrifice lands to dig out exactly, again, the, not Ancient Tomb here. Again, we're just trying to do this just to make sure we can get that Strip Mine. So again, you're noticing we're getting much more consistency by getting Strip Mine out ASAP. In the 2-drop slot, our upgrades here will have Heroic Intervention, so this gives all of our permanents hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, so mass protection. Since we are going to be playing a little bit more with Landfall here, we'll use Lotus Cobra. Great card for us to then start ramping faster and faster and make sure we can get our game plan going here. We'll throw in Spring Heart Nantuko here, so another great card for us. If we can bestow this onto a creature, anytime we can pay the cost, we can make copies of the same creature, so this can get out of control if our opponent does not destroy this quickly. Even if we don't pay the cost, we still get green insect creature tokens, so it helps us go wide just to make sure we can keep things going. Other upgrades for the deck, we have Atarka's Command here. So for this, we can pick 2. You can either deny your opponent life gain, so it can be great against life gain decks. We deal 3 damage to each opponent. We can put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield, or creatures we control get +1/+1 and reach until end of turn. Don't underestimate that ability for reach. That has saved my bacon quite a few times with this deck. As far as other upgrades to here, we have Shatter Skull Smashing here. It is literally a free roll for the deck. We can use this either as a spot removal spell, but again, it can just simply be a land for us. We'll throw in Finale of Devastation. This can help us again once we get ramping to get out exactly the right creature we need to then pull off some really devastating effects against our opponents. In the 3-drop slot here, we'll throw in Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. Again, technically doesn't do ramp, but we really want this again just to make sure we can make copies of other cards to then just go all out against our opponents. As far as other upgrades here, we'll throw in Azusa Lost But Seeking. Just again, helps us play 2 additional lands on each of our turns. By doing this with Strip Mine, we can really be absolutely dirty with the way we can play today. Other upgrades, Dryad of Ilson Grove here, makes all of our lands basics of every type. So this is perfect for fixing for us. And again, we can play additional lands on each of our turns. We'll throw in Loot Exuberant Explorer here. Again, helps us play more lands. We can also 6 cards deep. We can dig 6 cards deep by playing 6 and tapping Loot here to get, again, more creature cards with the mana value equal to or less to the number of lands we control onto the battlefield. So great for us. Nissa Research Animist here, another upgrade for us, helps us again just similar to the Lotus Cobra, and its other ability just helps us dig out elf or elementals. We don't have that many on the deck, but it's still helpful for us to then just kind of get what our game plan is trying to do. Other upgrades to the deck, we're going to throw in Tireless Tracker here. Anytime a land we control enters, we get to investigate. The clue tokens may not seem relevant early on, but in the mid to late game, when we're kind of sputtering a bit, that'll be good to know that we can sacrifice these to then draw cards and put +1/+1 counters on the Tireless Tracker. We'll also throw in Archdruid's Charm here. This is an excellent card for us to help dig out a land card. Usually can get our Strip Mine or whatever we need to onto the battlefield. If we can dig out a creature at instant speed, we just simply put it into our hand or put +1/+1 counters on a creature we control, and then we can use this as spot removal or at instant speed, exile an artifact or an enchantment. We'll throw in some other boosts here. Genesis Wave here, another X card that helps us reach the... Okay, we can reveal the top X cards of our library, put any number of permanent cards with a mana value X or less from them onto the battlefield. So once we start ramping out, this is again another devastating option to then get really quick, out of control board states against our opponents. And the 4-drops upgrades here, Magmatic Hellkite here. So this dragon, when it enters, can destroy non-basic land. Yes, they can dig out a basic land on our opponent's side, but it gets a stun counter, so we can slow down our opponent even if they get a land out of the deal. Other upgrades here, Oracle of Moldiah. So 4 mana, Elf Shaman. We can play additional lands on each of our turns. We can play with the top card of our library revealed, and we can play lands from the top of our library. Other upgrades here, another great, awesome all-star card here, Icetill Explorer. 4 mana, we can play additional lands from our turns, and we can play lands from our graveyard. So I love what this card does, and it's perfect for the deck. Halana and Elena partners here may seem a little off, but hear me out for a second here. The reason why we want this card in here is if we just have a couple of singular creatures, we can then start putting X amount of +1/+1 counters on another target we control, where X is the amount of power that Halana and Elena have, and give that card haste. So this is going to be one of our ways of pumping up another creature, doing a ton of extra damage to then hopefully just close out the game. Speaking of, again, big creatures that close out the game, Hugs Grizzly Guardian here. What a cute little Badger Warrior. But seriously, Hugs here is devastating against our opponents. When he enters, exile the top X cards of our library, and until the end of our turn, we could play those cards, and of course we could play additional lands. So again, with the ramp package, and again, just helps us dig through our deck. We want stronger wraths in the deck, so we're going to throw in Burn Down the House, dealing 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or you can just make some devil tokens, just either chump block and this ping our opponent little by little. In the 6-drop slot, once we have a lot of ramp going, we can use cards like Chandra Awakened Inferno here. The spell cannot be countered, which is great against blue decks. And of course, we can then use this to then start ticking up and putting emblems on our opponent to ping them away. This can be a great finisher for the deck. We can use it as a pseudo Wrath. Just again, catch all great planeswalker for us overall, no matter what we try to do. We'll throw in Lumara, Bellow of the Woods here. Vigilance and Reach. This elemental bear has power and toughness equal to the number of lands we control. When Lumara enters, mill 4 cards, then reach all land cards from our graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So again, more ramping for the deck. Primeval Titan. You can't do any mono green land package without prime time. So we have to throw this into the deck. It is absolutely bonkers when this card sticks on the battlefield, even for a turn. Titania's Command here, 6 mana sorcery, choose 2, exile a player's graveyard, gain 1 life for each card exiled this way, dig out 2 land cards, they don't even have to be basics, any land cards to put them onto the battlefield, create some bear tokens, or put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature we control. A devastating card no matter what we do. Ravager Worm here, 6 mana, 4/5 Worm with Riot. When it enters, you can use this as a fight spell or destroy a land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability. Very specific on that, but still helpful. Italia Primal Conqueror here, another great card for the deck. And again, it may not technically work per se with the land triggers and land package we have, but it's a just good card for us overall that we can use as a great finisher. Just help close out games if we're kind of sputtering here and there, putting out some bombs. Speaking of bombs, we have Star of Extinction here. It is technically a land destruction spell for us, but also it's a giant wrath that deals 20 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Silvorium Primordial here, 7 mana for this avatar. It has reach and it's 6/8. When it enters, for each opponent, destroy target non-creature permanent they control. For each permanent destroyed this way, we can dig a forest out on our side and put it onto the battlefield. So kind of not only destroys one of their lands, we also get a land of our own out. Walk-in Closet / Forgotten Cellar. Play lands from our graveyard on the Walk-in Closet side. Forgotten Cellar side is 5 mana, and when we unlock it, we can cast spells from our graveyard this turn, and if a card will be put into the graveyard, we can exile it. So this can be a great way to combo off and beat down our opponents. And finally, our other major upgrade for the main part of the deck, Extinguisher Battleship. So an 8 mana spacecraft. When this spacecraft enters, destroy a non-creature permanent and deal 4 damage to each creature. So it's a wrath and land destruction, a little bit smaller than Star of Extinction, but can also be utilized later on if you then station it up to make it a flying, trampling, 10/10 Spacecraft. And of course, we cannot talk about a landfall deck without upgrading our deck. We still want some basics because a lot of our deck wants them. So we'll still keep 4 mountains, we'll keep 5 forests, but of course we'll do all the upgrades beyond that. Arena of Glory here, Sokuzen Crucible Defiance, Boseiju, of course, our staples. We'll throw in all the rare dual lands we can muster up, so Cinder Glade, Commercial District, Craigtown / Timber Crown Pathway, Knotwood Slumber Mountain Stays. We'll upgrade to Grove of the Burn Willows, Capsuline Forest, Rockvale Vale, Rootbound Crag, Sheltered Thicket, Stomping Grounds, Thornspire Verge. We'll throw in a brand new land as well, Ancient Tomb here. Really good card for us ramping wise. We'll throw in, of course, some fetch lands. Normally, I don't like to go too crazy with fetch lands, even in these decks, but for this deck, we want lands to trigger off as much as possible. So we are going to throw in Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire. We'll throw in Misty Rainforest, Windswept Heat, and of course, Wooded Foothills with Verdant Catacombs. So we have a ton of fetch lands for the whole deck. We'll, of course, keep our command tower. We'll throw in Dust Bowl as yet another way we can destroy lands. We'll keep Ghost Quarter. We'll throw in Lotus Field also as another way we could sacrifice a couple lands and do some extra ramping. And we can just bring them back again with Wrenn and 6 regardless. And of course, that is now going to be the new and improved version of the deck. But is this version better than the old one? Well, only one way to find out. So, so exhausting to kind of go over this. But I do appreciate you guys hanging in there just the same. So let's go ahead now. Let's take the upgraded version of a deck that, again, you really don't want to play against certain opponents. Okay, so now that you got the upgraded pathway to a much more stronger deck, let's see if this version here can do better. All right. Waiting for our opponent here. And again, if you do like any of the content we do, if you do like any of the budget decks that we play, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching the content, whether it's live or on the replay. We, of course, are streaming right now live across various platforms here on X, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. If you want to support us a little bit more and be a true fire friend, we'll be starting to do more exclusive, members-only / Patreon exclusive videos that'll be posted that actually don't get added to the main playlists. Some bonus gameplay, some fun streams that we're going to be doing in the future that actually are non-Magic related. Or at the very least, join our Discord. Those links will be, of course, located in the details of this video once we are done later tonight. All links, of course, are in the details below. And again, either way, however you want to support me, helps keep this channel going. So thank you again for everybody that has been watching up to this point. Okay, now that I got my shilling out of the way, let's see what we got here. So we got Loots, we got Explore, Magmatic Hellkite. Okay, nice. There's also another reason why you actually really want fetch lands. With fetch lands and Wrenn and 6, you have another way of just digging through your deck as fast as you can to get out what you need. Oh yeah, I do need to hydrate. I actually do have my water bottle next to me, so let me get a little bit of fuel for the fire, if you will. Thank you again. Thank you for that one. Okay, Blossoming Sands. That's cute. Very cute opponents. Misty Rainforest. We'll sacrifice that now. All right, let's start getting out now all of our good stuff. Let's start out with Commercial District. We want to surveil. Okay, what have we got? Ooh, Extinguisher Battleship. What are they playing? Oh, they're playing Balin. We're probably going to want to keep the Battleship, just in case. That's going to help us out a bit here. So in the meantime, we'll play our Rockfall Vale. So from here, trying to think how we want to do this here. Oh, we can get back to Misty Rainforest Wrenn and 6. That actually works. Okay, opponents. Plains, Blossoming Sands. What else you got? Okay, so here comes the Heir Apparent Man. This is when the Battleship is going to be very helpful once we get to that point, but it's going to be a little while. So, how do we do this here? I guess we'll play Wrenn and 6 now. We will return the land back. Misty Rainforest. Play the Misty Rainforest. Crack it. Okay, now we're getting our ramp going. We'll get out next. We want to get out Sheltered Thicket. So there we go. This is how you can now slowly start building up everything we need. We'll get loot out in a bit. Or actually, we could also get out the Hellkite too. We have options. Okay, Forest. Opponents. Do they start making their Heir Apparents go off? Or are they going to wait for Balin? Nope. Then the Heir Apparents. So we really want to get to our Wrath ASAP. If we don't get to that Wrath, we are going to get blown up here fast. Ooh, okay. Okay, so let's play Loot. We will tick up again. So at this point, our focus is just to blow up the board before they get too out of control. Crack Misty Rainforest. Okay. We'll get out our Cinder Glade. Arid Archway comes in. We will bounce back Rockfall Veil. So there we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. This will be 6. That means we can get our Primeval Titan and we can start going off here pretty quickly. Let's see. Hellkite also wouldn't be too bad either. Okay, opponents. They have to start casting those bunnies quick, though. Come on, opponent. Get greedy. You know you want to. Ooh, here comes the Offspring. Okay, so it's not a full-on Heir Apparent deck, apparently. Apparently. Okay, so in the meantime here. Actually, we'll just block the... We lose Wrenn in 6, but that's a small price to pay. Not a big deal. We could easily recast him. Spring, Heart, and Tucko. So, fall. Here comes prime time. Prime time is here, everybody. So, yes, we'll get our 2 lands. So, this will be where we can get the Ancient Tomb easily. And also, we can get out... Let's see, where's our... There's a Strip Mine. There we go. Nice. Okay. Okay. Feeling pretty good about this. What's nice, though, is even if our opponent tries to start blowing away stuff here, we do have the battleship ready to go. So, opponents, what will you do? Granted, they do have mana dorks, which is annoying, but it's not too bad. Hellish. Ooh. Let's see. We need a way to get around Elish Norn. Okay, so in the meantime... Okay, so I think actually we'll spin it to win it with loot. Let's see. We can get out... Oh, actually, I realize now, even if we get that out, we can't really... Bestow. There we go. Alright. We can still get out lands, though, so this is actually not too shabby. What do we want, though? Guess we'll get out the Lotus Field now. And... Any more quick, crazy ramp for us? Not really. I think we have the rules. So, while that doesn't get a chance to go off here, that's a small price to pay. Not a big deal. All we just want to do is start ramping. But what's nice, though, is because our opponent turns off the ETB of Lotus Field, we got it in for free. So, thank you, opponent, for that. Appreciate that. Okay, so we literally now have all the mana in the world. So, let's see here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Don't get too far ahead of ourselves here, because our opponent still has Elish Norn, and that is super annoying to deal with. Okay, they got Balin. Okay. I think I might have to forego... Let's see. How do I want to do this here? The battleship might actually be what we might want to do here. Because they're about to get out of control with that stupid alchemy card. I hate alchemy, by the way. But it's okay. Okay. Opponents. We will... Actually, we'll let that... We'll block it here. We lose that, but that's a small price to pay because we're going to just blow up everything in just a second. So, with that, let us... extinguish our battleship. Oh, that's right. We can't... Okay, so... Wait. Okay. Can't ETB on that either. Dang. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm so stupid, by the way. Well, I realize now we probably could have done that. And probably could have actually done some more damage there. But that's okay. That's okay. So, it's fine. We can still make it work. Command Tower, Arena of Glory. Nice. Make some tokens. See? Even with my own mess-ups there, we could still play Magic, right? Okay, so in the meantime, pass here. Well, we couldn't blow up the Elspeth's command. That's fine. We have many other ways of getting around our opponent's game plan. Do I like to remind everybody, I am not the best Magic player in the world. Definitely, I am not. Maybe this is also the reason why I actually don't go to tournaments. I probably would get destroyed the first round. Ooh, Boroid. Okay. Well, we're in Vanguard. Or War Leader, I mean. Okay, so our opponent is going to start going off here with these tokens. Thomas McCurry. Hey, all. Hello, my fire friend. Good evening. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, we're trying to find a way to beat down our opponent here before things get too out of control. So, let's see here. We can block here. Block here. Block here. Okay. At least we can block away one... destroy one creature before it gets too out of control. Okay. Opponents. Dang. But I realized by messing up that sequencing, we might have put ourselves in a bad spot here. But we'll try to see if we can get around this. Down to 5. Okay. So let's see here. I guess we'll do this now. Okay. Finale of Devastation. Search our library. So, what do we want to hit him with? Oh, a tally might actually be good here. There we go. There we go. Roaming Throne. Titania's Command. You know what? Make some boars, make some tokens here. There we go. You know what? It doesn't even matter what we do. You know what? Let's do, wait. Primeval Titan. Wait, hold on. Wait, what am I doing here? Primeval Titan a beast? Oh, it's a giant. Oh, okay, okay. Let's pick giant. Because why not? Big swing here. All the lands. Sure, why not? The Seiju Forest, it doesn't matter at this point. Okay. Make tokens. Oh, this is going to be out of control right here. Woo! There we go. Oh my goodness, this is so crazy. 2 lands. Are we going to go infinite right here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we're going infinite. It works! Ah! Enters tapped. Okay, not quite infinite, but we did a lot of huge work there, and we blew away our opponent like it was no big deal. Yeah, take that, opponent. We got there. Victory goes to us. Woo! Thank you for that, Matt. Wow, just blew him away out of nowhere. Oh, man. What an amazingly powerful deck that was. Great move there by us. Oh, man. See, that's the power of the deck when you really gotta go all out. Thomas. Oh, that's right. Your update. So sorry about that. I got my broken bottom wisdom tooth cut out yesterday. Okay, okay. How you feeling, by the way? How's your mouth, by the way? Hopefully it wasn't too painful for you. But yeah. Hopefully, it's gonna get better now for you. I mean, I would assume now the worst is over. You got through the dentist. You took care of the tooth. I'm sure you're in a healing mode right now. So hopefully little by little, it will get better for you. Am I right? Yeah. Again, just want to make sure you're doing okay, my man. Better? Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that from you. I need to go, by the way, myself. But also, this time of year where I arc, like my real world out of this realm, I do need to update my insurance. Once I can get that, hopefully I can get my procedure done soon. But I'm not looking forward to that at all. Okay, in the meantime, let's play our Verdant Catacombs. We will crack the Verdant Catacombs. So here's how I'm going to do this. We need to try to ramp quick here, as always. So we will get out... we need to get out... Where's our Stomping Grounds at? Okay, so we're going to do some painful damage to ourselves, but this is a small price to pay just to make sure we can get this going. Okay? Treasure. And thankfully we have Lotus Cobra and Nissa, so... Opponent's got Ghost Quarter. Okay, that's cute. So we will play our Forest. Lotus Cobra. Nice. Thomas, the tooth came out like shards. Ooh. Ugh. That sounds absolutely painful. I mean, I don't know how it was for you. Okay, opponent cracks the Flooded Strand, by the way. Elegant Parlor. That's cute. Our opponent is playing Val, Maroon Surveyor. So this is one of those alchemy cards. I have no idea what it does, but I'm going to try to find a way around it. Okay, so it's a deck that focuses on discovering, investigating, scrying, surveilling. Okay, huh. I really wish this was actually a real card. This actually would look like a fun card I would love to build around, but against principles, I honestly still don't want to do anything alchemy related. Again, that's just how I am. I know some of you out there may disagree with me on that, but that's honestly how I am. Out of principle, I don't want to do alchemy cards. Okay, so in the meantime here, player Wooded Foothills. So this is now we can really get our ramp package going here. Red and green. Player Wrenn and 6. All right. We will choose to get back our land, so we get the Verdant Catacombs back nice and easy. Sacrifice Wooded Foothills here. All right. We'll get down the commercial district. Okay. And there you go, everybody. Get our ramp going here. We'll put that back. We can always just pull it back later on. All right. Red and green again. Not for any real value at this point, so we'll pass. All right. Looking good. Thomas. Tooth came out like sharks. Guess what I found earlier? What did you find earlier? And it was painful? Ouch. Well, I would imagine so if it came out like shards, but again, I guess I could just say for you, hey, at least the worst is over. Am I right? How are you doing food-wise, by the way? I forgot to ask. Can you eat anything just yet, or is it still in that, like, not feeling too good? Let me know. In the meantime here, let's see. Okay, so we have back the Verdant Catacombs. We also have a Ghost Quarter as well. So here's how we do this. Ghost Quarter. All right. We will get our ramp going. There you go. We will play Ravager Worm. And we will put down... Actually, how do we do this here? Okay, so we will counter on it. So this will be a very tough creature for our opponent to fight. So take that, opponents. Commander is down. All right. Not too bad so far, right? We will then tick up to bring back the Wooded Foothills again. Okay, we will swing here with Nissa. I realized probably I could have gone with Lotus Cobra too. That's okay. We also have Omnath ready to go here. This is going to be so devastating. So see, even when our deck doesn't bother with blowing up their lands, we could totally shut them down with our landfall. This is getting insanely strong right here. Okay, they made a beast. That's cute. Thomas. I found a 5th edition Zombie Master deck out of old school stuff, and it's worth $7. Wow. Nice. That's cool. 5th edition. Wow. How long ago is 5th edition now? That feels like it's been so long ago. Thomas, I've had soft foods yesterday and had barbecue tonight. Okay, well, that sounds nice. At least you got something tasty in your stomach. Actually, that's also one of the things I need to do once we're done with the stream. I actually haven't eaten since noon today. So what is that for me over here on this side? What, 9 hours? Oh, geez. Don't ask me why I haven't bothered to eat. Maybe I was just so hyped for the stream that I kind of forgot to eat. I'll make a note of that. Make sure to eat something before the night is over. Any case here, let's see, how do I do this? Oh, okay, sorry. We are in the middle of actually trying to do things here. So let's see here. We'll play the Wooded Foothills. We'll get our ramp going again. Black and red. We will play Stone Rain because I am just going to be a dirty, dirty player today. So let's see. Commercial District. Actually, yeah, we'll blow up the Commercial District. Too bad, opponents. We will then... How do we do this here? Oh, and there you go. Our opponent has had enough already. All right. Yeah, all right. Once our opponent got that first land blew up, they were like, I don't want to deal with this. All right. All right, all right. Victory, once again, goes to our game plan. You definitely don't want to play this deck unless you want to be absolutely stinky. Okay, we're getting our wins, though. The upgraded deck definitely feels a lot more stronger than the older one. The other one felt more like a generic style landfall pile, but this one has a little bit more of a stronger focus, and we can definitely get explosive turns once we start doing stuff. 5th edition was 28 years ago? Good lord. I am old. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so old. But yeah, I'm with you on that one, though. So long ago. I can't believe that. I'm seriously just kind of just blown away. I really am. I'm still shocked at how long ago that was. It really doesn't seem like that long ago. It still feels like the 90s to me was like 10 years ago, by the way. But I guess that's just how I feel. For now, let's play the forest. Ooh, our opponent's playing Omnath in the command zone. That's cute, but that definitely means they're going to be really strong on their ramp package here. We'll see if we can beat them out, though. Play Birds of Paradise. We will get out our next forest. All right. Oh, you're 33. Huh. For some reason, I thought you were closer to my age. I am a 40-year-old fireball, by the way. Okay, opponent is getting the ramp going. Okay, got Topiary Stomper. Got their Dino. Okay, so in the meantime here, well, I guess we'll do this now. Wrenn in 6. All right. We will snipe away the Paradise Root. Sorry, opponents. Ramp denied. Rock Forward Veil coming down. Strike it rich. Need that treasure. Thankfully, the Topiary Stomper cannot do anything just yet, so we do have time. All we just got to do is actually just get the rest of this going. Okay. In the meantime, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Nice. We will play Dust Bowl. Tanook. Okay, nice. We will take up. No real value, but we at least can start getting loyalty counters. Came out in March 97, you say? Yeah, to me, March, what was it, 97? That was a good year, by the way, for video games. What was I playing in that era? I think I was playing Mario Kart on the N64 with my nephews, who are also, I think my nephew's around your age, by the way, Thomas. I had to actually kind of like think about that for a moment. Okay, they're close to getting Omnath to going off, so we will need to kind of speed this up a bit more, but we'll try. We need to slow them down as much as possible. But they really did get their ramp package very quickly here, I must say. Okay. Discard 2 cards, so we can throw away that. Draw another card. Oh, there's a strip mine. Okay, so how do we do this here to get the most value out of this deck? I want to make sure we can do this correctly here. So first off, play the strip mine. All right. Sorry, opponents. Package is going to get denied here in just a moment. So with that, sacrifice here. And then with that, we will tick up, bringing back the strip mine. We will sacrifice our non-basic. Actually, hold on. Oh, they can crack that anyway. Might want to hold off on that, actually. So in that case, Farseek. If you like, you can call me Tom. Oh, okay. That's good to know, Tom. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Commercial District. All right. Ping. Draw a card. All right. Slowly, we're doing our thing here. Ooh, Ravager Worm. That'll be good for later. Okay, opponents. Ping in. So we get the Ravager Worm in hand. And then, let's see here. I guess we'll strike it rich. Make our next treasure. So Topiary Stomper is online. We're going to wait on that one, though. We just need to wait now to keep looping strip mines as much as possible. But our opponent already has enough lands, so the biggest thing now is trying to find a way to stem the bleeding before Omnath completely goes off, which is now. Okay, here comes the first token. Ugh. We can definitely hold our own with ramp. Okay, block here. Topiary Stomper is gone. Small price to pay, but that's not a big deal for us. Okay. Okay, so we will... How do we do this here? Ravager Worm. +1/+1 counter. We get to fight... we'll take out Omnath. Alright. Omnath down. He will do some damage to us, so that means we'll most likely lose Wrenn in 6. Or the Worm. Actually, Reflection Kiki also could be devastating. Okay, so we did take out the Worm. Not a big deal for us. Our opponents. We got to slow him down. So, Mountain goes bye-bye. Nice. Take up again. Bring back the strip mine. Now, all we just got to do is we just got to find a way to just keep this game plan going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 6. Case of the Locked Hothouse. Okay, so I think this might be our next shot here. Migration path, all right. Opponent. The tricky part against fighting a ramp deck is just trying to see if you can outpace them with cards like Strip Mine. But it's hard, because our opponent can still just keep ramping. Okay. Tom asking, do I play Paper Magic? Actually, I do, but it's been a little while since I've actually sat down at a table with someone. I literally am looking right now at my desk. I have like so many Commander decks, a couple of 60 card decks too, that I've been wanting to play with for the longest time, but just eventually I will see if I can try to do maybe someday some more paper content, like actual real paper content, where I could sit down and do some fun stuff. Let's see here. Case of the Locked Hothouse. We will, let's see, how do we want to do this here? Strip Mine. Hang our opponent again. We will... Land here. Hang. Okay. So... Bestow. I think this works. Maybe? We can then bring back a land. Reliquary Tower. Cookie, have you been playing other games on Patreon? I actually have a couple of actual... Like, I haven't done any different games yet, Cookie. But what I have done is we've been starting to put up a couple of exclusive videos that are a little bit more of me playing in a much more serious manner that are unique. So we're talking about upgraded decks that I actually play with on Ranked and Ladder. So those are going to be exclusive to the Patreon or members only here on YouTube. There is a playlist right now of some of those videos and a couple of other spicy content that I've done in the past. So I put those all behind the paywall for now. But we will start adding, of course, other video games eventually soon. However, if you want to catch those without having to pay, if you can make it to the live streams, we'll try to live stream them first. Okay, so in the meantime here, let's see. We will make a copy here, pay the 1. Okay. Okay, that's cute. Okay. No attacks yet. Pass the turn here. Oh, that's right. You lose the copy. Wait, hold on. I completely did that wrong. I think it was just because I was trying to look at the chat, so I realized I kind of did that out of sequence. Oops, that was my mistake, by the way. The better play would have been to get rid of the reflection. Honestly, that thing is nasty. Oh, yeah. It's okay, though. This is also one of the problems I run into as a content creator. Sometimes, again, you want to... I play through so many decks. You would think I would start learning my plays better, but I can't. I try, though. Be lucky Ashaya hasn't dropped yet. Ooh. That is true, too. That might also be something that's blowing us up. Oh, they have Flare Cultivation. Okay. Opponent is trying to go off here and trying to finish this off here quick. Tom asking, do we have a Discord? Yes, we do. It is on the list of all the stuff on the YouTube channel. If you can't find it there, I always link it to every single video I do. Live streams, shorts, regular YouTube videos. It should be there in the link if you want to join that. We're a little bit on the slow side right now, but I think it's because our community right now is a little burned out from Open Pass / Spider-Man. So not going to lie, we're there, but right now it's just been a little bit meh. Hopefully, again, everyone will come back together for Avatar coming out in a couple weeks. I'd like to think that will be a much more better and more fun set for everybody out there. Okay, so... I don't want to do this here. We will... Okay. In Closet. Play the Mountain. Alright, make another one. Okay, so I think we could do this now here. Wrenn at 6. Bring in Glory. Alright. Okay, there we go. We will... Hold on. No value there, but at least we're trying here. Okay, so with all these reflections, this will be hilarious if we can manage to actually get this go off. The idea right now might be to either do it for Lotus Cobras, Birds of Paradise, something. Oh, thanks for joining the Discord. Appreciate that, Tom. However, our opponent might actually kill us here before we can actually go off. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, so the Spring Heart Antoko does survive, but the Terror of the Peat... No. Never mind. We got Kratos hoofed. We got hoofed. Wow. Alright. Alright, opponents. You win. Well, if we only had one more turn, the idea was hopefully to just get these extra copies of Reflection of Kiki to just make a ton of copies of stuff. And then most likely what we could have done was find a way to then just pump up everything and blow away the whole board. But our opponent was one step ahead of us. It's okay though, everybody. Not a big deal. Hey, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. That is magic for you. I never try to make it a point to be too angry about losses. I get annoyed by losing. But again, I try to maintain the positivity as much as possible. Especially because in the past week or so, we've been having quite a bit of negativity that's been kind of stirring around the community. But I'm not going to lie. If you saw the survey, and I have a video of it coming out on Monday or Tuesday, that addresses some of the issues that Wizards of the Coast put out with their latest survey that kind of rubbed everybody the wrong way. If you've seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But until then... Okay, so let's see here. If you want to talk Commander, let me know. Okay, yeah. I'm always happy to hear about anything. We do have, of course, a couple of people that, you know, I do have a couple of different channel links in there that you probably already see that show, again, like if you're a fan of whichever formats, I try to keep it where, like, if you want to share your deck list, if you want to chat about those, you actually don't have to be specifically in that channel to talk about that specific format. I usually have the general one open where mostly everybody chats there for whatever. But either way, make of it how you will. Mostly everybody has been using the other channels just to kind of post their deck list, which is totally cool with me. I keep it pretty loose. Okay, Strike It Rich. Okay, we'll keep that on top. That could be helpful for ramp in a bit. Capsule and Forest. Wrenn in 6 coming in now. So this can be our way to kind of pseudo ramp out our package here. Okay. We will get back to Misty Rainforest. We can just start getting the rest of our stuff with fetch lands. Nice. Opponent is also playing alchemy cards, by the way. Not a fan of it, but I mean, it is what it is. So Avard and Loris. So they have basically 2 and 1 drops for the deck. Huh. Let's see how that goes. Play the Misty Rainforest. We will play... We're actually crafting the Misty Rainforest. So this will help us right now. Let's see. We can get out Stomping Grounds. Let's see, do we get any value from this right now? Not really, so I guess we'll just play it as is. Strike It Rich. Take up again. Get back the Misty Rainforest one more time. And we'll pass here. Okay, so little by little, as you can see, at least now with the upgraded version, we have a much more consistent ramp package with Wrenn. Our opponent will obviously swing at Wrenn, but we at least can sponge a hit for now. So this does buy us time. Okay, in the meantime, once we get Oracle Moldiah down, this will be a much more easier time to just blow away our opponents. We just got to hang in there for a turn or so. Okay. Vivi, oh, yeah. That's actually the reason why, for some people that were asking me why I don't play more Standard, I'm waiting for Vivi to go. Once Vivi goes, we can jump back into Standard. So I'll probably do some more deck lists with that, and also once Avatar comes out. But it's going to be a while because I still can't believe it. They're really going to wait that long for us to actually get rid of Vivi. I mean, Wizards knows already what the problem is. And the fact that they're not doing it now, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't like how they handle it, though. I get why they handle it that way. I just don't agree with it. Okay, in the meantime, though, let us play our Oracle Moldiah now. Might as well. At least this way, now we can start getting extra land drops. So, Misty Rainforest. Reliquary Tower. We will then... Let's see. Well, actually, this is kind of awkward here. So, by doing this, we then shuffle away the Birds of Paradise. So, not what I wanted to do, but you got to do it. So, in the meantime here, I guess we'll get out the Sheltered Thicket. And we will bring it back again. And then we can start ramping pretty quick here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ragavan can come in. We're close to Sylvan Primordial, which is also really good for us. Dire Strait Rampage also. So little by little, we are building. Vivi can go Commander too. I mean, yeah. I originally thought, hey, Vivi might be fun in Commander, and I realized quickly nobody wants to play against Vivi. I thought people hated it when I played Niv Mizzet, and that was something I kind of changed around. Every time I try to play Izzet Commander, it seems like nobody is happy with it. I don't know why. It's just, there's not really a good balance with Izzet Commanders. They're either jank or they're absolutely busted. So yeah, originally I had Niv Mizzet Perun, which I love, but I get that people didn't like it. And then later on, I thought Vivi might be fun, but people don't like that either. The only other commander I've used is also for my Izzet deck that I have. I've used in the past, what is it, her name? It's the one from Unfinity. So it's the one that's legal from the Unfinity set that makes attractions. I like playing that one, and then people hated that too because they can't really interact with the attractions, if you will. So there you go. I'm trying. Okay, so we'll... How do we do this here? Ooh, Finale Devastation on top is not too bad either. We'll tick down, though. Get rid of a Vard. So that's gone. Which is great. Okay, in the meantime, how do we do this here? I think that might have to go now. So, Verdant Catacombs. Misty Rainforest. We will Dire Strain. Blowing away their spacecraft. So that's got to go. Opponent gets a free land out of it, which is annoying, but not a big deal for us. Okay, in the meantime, we'll play Ragavan. Mostly this is just a chump block. No attacks yet. We're also going to wait because I want that Finale of Devastation because we are close to just going off with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once we can get to it. Sylvan Primordial also will be great too. Once we can get that in. We can start blowing up stuff and we can start ramping even faster. Come on, deck. Hang in there just a little bit longer. Playing against Vivi is like watching a game of solitaire, which I totally get. I can get also that some players love combo decks in solitaire style gameplay. For me, I can have my fun with combo decks once in a while, but I also get from a player's standpoint why it's not liked. Mostly just because it feels like you're not really playing the game. You're just watching someone else without playing, and it can be a little annoying. Very different, however, from, say, something like... Oh, wait, we can't block that, can we? Well, that's annoying. Very different from, say, like if you're watching someone on a live stream, but that's because you want to watch someone on a live stream versus, in this instance, just watching someone while you're trying to play and you can't play the game. So I totally get that. Okay, in the meantime here, Misty Rainforest cracked. We are losing a lot of life, though, but hopefully we can try to bounce back right now. Okay, Verdant Catacombs. We will also get out... Do we have enough basics now on the field? Actually, we don't. That's awkward, too. But, Sylvan Primordial. So now we have at least something with some bite to it. So in the meantime, blow up the Forlorn Flats. So that's going to go. And also we get out Cinderglade, which is cute. We will tick up. Get back Misty Rainforest. And play it again. Okay, so we'll swing. Does our opponent actually block with Corpse Knight? Or can we steal a card? They can also lose the Ornithopter if they want to. Opponent, what do you got? Ooh, we get to steal something. Nice. Oh, it's a land. Well, that doesn't help us. It's okay, though. We can use Heroic Intervention if we need to sponge a hit. See my message before VV. Oh, okay, okay. I'll look at that in a bit when I can. Okay, opponent, Corpse Knight, doing shenanigans. Annoying, by the way. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And with this, that's 10. So maybe we can get there with what we have. Finale of Devastation, we get haste. No trample, but that's okay. I realized maybe we should have put Crater Hoof in this deck, but I don't know if that's more of a win more, and that's more of like a, I feel like a, kind of a cop-out. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Ooh, they do swing. Okay, getting cheeky here, opponents. Okay. Block here. Down to 5. Okay, so in the meantime, crack the Misty Rainforest once again. Get out that forest. And our turn. Okay, so... Ping away the vampire. And then here's how we try to do this here. Finale Devastation for 10. Wait, hold on. Oh, we can't do it yet. I thought we could. Okay. Well. Oh, we could. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. Dang. So we gotta wait another turn, which is kind of annoying, but... let's see, what do we blow away here? I guess the Legion's landing. Okay. So in that case, that gets out one of their lands. Small price to pay, but not a big deal. Swamp. Strike it rich. Make another treasure. And we will not attack here. Okay, so heroic interventions has to protect us for a turn. Just one turn. We do that. We survive. Unless if they can blow away us right here now. Oh, Zulaport Cutthroat. Oh. Alright. Dang. Wow. They beat us. So even if we chump block here, we're dead. Boo. Alright. Beaten down by a bunch of cheap little creatures, but it happens. Maybe we should have Finale Devastation no matter what. I mean, we can protect ourselves, but it doesn't really matter because we still lose no matter what our opponent does here. No, we can't even block that. Yep. Dead. Well, that's annoying, but it is what it is. Take the wins and the losses while we can. Okay. So let's see. Looking at the clock right now. Let's see. Maybe we could try to squeeze in 2 more games. But that's pretty much going to be it for tonight, everybody. And I still appreciate you guys all watching me this late at night. I know for some of you out there, it might be the middle of the night. But thank you again for watching. Or if maybe you're watching on the replay, I still appreciate your love just the same. So with that, let's see if we can get 2 more good matches in. Or 1 really epic one here. Let's get our game face on.
It's time to
yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. So with that, okay. So we got the Arid Mesa, which is great for our ramp. Cool. That helps us out a lot. Dust Bowl might be a little awkward here, but that's okay. Play the Arid Mesa just the same. Okay, Sylvan Scrying also can be good too, because that actually can get us to what we want. Dire Fleet Hoarder. That's cute. Okay, let's get that Arid Mesa going. So we need to make sure... Get that Commercial District. Man, what a powerful land those Surveil lands are. Clifftop Lookout. That can be helpful for later. Play the Dust Bowl. Sylvan Scrying. We will get out, of course, our one and only card. So where's our Strip Mine? Beautiful. This is the dream so far. We got it going. All we just got to do is start strip mining next turn, and so we should be good to go. Although we are missing quite... We're missing a land, actually. So I actually might have to wait a turn. Oh, there we go. Got the mountain. So with that, let's play Clifftop Lookout so we can block. Okay, Arid Archway. Not the land I wanted right now, but I guess we'll have to take it. Okay. Tom. Yeah, it took... Oh, are we back? Are we back at least? Hello? Okay, let me know if you're all still there, everybody. Sorry if, again, we had a little bit of a hiccup there. Gotta hang in there a little bit more, stream. Hang in just a little bit more. We're almost done. Almost done. I realize now we have all of our bangers in our hand here. We may not actually need it. Okay. The stream poofed? Oh no! Oh geez. Oh geez. Well, we gotta hang... Okay, okay. I think we're doing okay again. Cookie. Hey, Inferno, it's been a great stream. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye. Okay, well, have a good night, Cookie. Thanks again for popping by. We'll see you hopefully again on another night. And always be sure to burn bright. Later. Okay. Oh, dear. Come on, deck. Come on, game. Hang in there for me just a little bit longer. We want to just see if we can finish this out nice and strong. Get the Ancient Tomb. We will get out... Get out the Veil. Okay, opponents. Do they play another land? Do they play their Driven Odd? Let's see. Okay. Nocturnal Feeder. Okay, so from this point now we can strip mine. Okay, take out one swamp. Alright. Nocturnal Feeder. When this creature dies, life gain and drain. Okay. Tattered Mummy. Okay. Good news, of course, is Primeval Titan is a game ender once we can get there. But you know what? We came around here also for Wrenn and 6, so let's see if we can get a little bit more of our dirtiness here in a bit. Let's play Clothis as well. Another really gnarly card. We will then... Oh, we want to do this here. We actually don't even care that they have a flyer in hand. Let's see. Okay, so we're almost done here. Aw, opponent! Aw, we wanted to finish that off then. That's okay, everybody. We'll still take the win just the same. Nice! All right. Okay, so I think the way we could do this is let's get one more game in. One more game. Win or lose, this will be the final one we're going to do tonight, everybody. And then that'll be it for us. Let's try to wrap this up strong. One final game. For all the marbles. Well, not really, because I don't have any marbles. I do have magic cards, though. Then again, I probably don't want to give those away. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. We're just trying to see if we can get a nice flashy finale here. But even so, we've done actually quite a bit of fun today. We've had quite a couple of devastating losses. And we've had some exciting wins with this deck. So this deck definitely kind of feels up and down. Quite a bit, though. But okay, here's our final one. Let's see. Can we finish strong? So we have a decent ramp package. We can blow up lands if we want to, but we also might be able to just go off actually with Fable as well. All right. Alley's Intervention. That's cute. Opponent's playing Bristly Bills, so come on. Give me a land. Yes! Okay. So, opponent's going to put down Bristly Bill now. Ooh, Armored Scrap Scourger. Okay. That's cute for now. Let's see. We will play on the Fissure side. And here's why. Sowing Mycospawn. Alright. This will allow us to get out our Strip Mine immediately. So with that, let's make sure we can get where it is. There it is. Too bad, opponents. You lose your forest. So if nothing else for now, we can slow down their Bristly Bill for a turn or so. And also we can start doing Magmatic Hellkite shenanigans too. Oh, this is going to be so devastating. Once we can start going off here, it should be game over for our opponent. At least I hope so. Oh, you missed what I said about the tooth? Oh, I was just saying, like, well, hopefully your path to recovery now will get better. I mean, again, you got through the worst part of it. Like, ouch. 3 people? Oh, I can't imagine the pain for that. But hey, you stuck it out. So, more power to you for that. Okay, opponent's got Fight Rigging. Huh. I thought they would have just put in Bristly Bill to guarantee that they could start going off with their forests, but I guess not. Very interesting choice, opponents, but okay. Okay, we got Command Tower, so here comes Wrenn and 6. We came here to be absolutely evil, so let's go ahead. Strip mine them. Sacrifice the land. Forest goes bye-bye. Okay, so no attacks. We just want to stay on blocking so we can just make sure Wrenn 6 can keep doing its thing. We also should have the Magmatic Hellkite coming out soon. So also, Fable can be devastating too. Okay, opponent's playing Bristly Bill now. That's cute. So they do exile or strip mine, which I understand that's annoying. But that's not our only way to victory here. We definitely have other routes, and we're definitely going to take them. Okay, opponent's trying to pump up Bristly Bill here. That's cool. So I think... What's our best path to victory here? Valakut, okay. I think we'll play the Fable. So this means that we can make a token. Sowing Mycospawn tokens, that might help us out too. Sowing Mycospawn tokens, that might help us out too. Command Tower. We will keep ticking up. No real value. Maybe I should have waited before they tapped. That was probably a mistake on my end there. It's okay though. Tom. Plus, I also found it's not bad. So let's see. What do we want to do here? How do we want to do this? Birds of Paradise. Magmatic Hellkite. Tick up for no value, but still can. Okay, no attacks. At the very least, Magmatic was just mostly just going to have to chump block for a bit while we start building up our game plan. How else do we do this? Okay, Vastwood Surge. Okay. They now have a much more stronger creature here. Ugh. Hopefully we can get around that. Okay. Eating our cards. Scrap Gorger gets pumped. We might have to rely on Chandra here to see if we can close out the game, but that's still going to be a lot. So, we'll see what we can do to kind of just... See, this is why I hate alchemy cards. So look at that. They get the free triggers off, free ramp. Now our deck kind of doesn't do its thing. But we're going to see. We'll hang in there as long as we can, everybody. Okay. Okay, opponent, you done your thing. Duskshell Crawler. Okay. More counters. Oh, they got trample too. Well, this is probably going to end fast. Okay, so they flip. Okay. They get a Traveling Chocobo. Okay, well, at this point, blocking now is irrelevant. They can just push through damage no matter what. So what do we have here that actually helps us? Like, nothing? Ugh. Not good. Right, this is probably going to be a fast one, everybody. I mean, sure, we could flip that, but it might be too little too late. That's Titania's command. We can... Yeah, dang, we can't do anything here. I mean, we can play the bear tokens. We can look up... It just doesn't really matter what we do. Lotus Field. Sacrifice a mountain. And a mountain. Okay. Even when we attack it like it doesn't do anything. Okay. So, at this point, we can chump block a little bit, but not enough to beat down this game plan. I'd like to see if we can beat our opponent here, but I don't know if we can. We'll try. We will try. Okay. Question for everybody here. So, is anybody looking forward to Avatar previews coming up? Or do you like that Universes Beyond versus Spider-Man? Did you like Spider-Man? Did you hate it? Are you disliking any of them? Let me know, everybody. What are your thoughts so far on what's coming up? Because we're going to be dealing with a lot of Universes Beyond over the next couple months. So hopefully you guys can stick around and still enjoy some of the content. I'll try to make it fun, but it's going to be kind of hard too, because I can tell that some people are not fond of the content, to the point where some of our videos kind of have suffered a little bit because we're not getting that many good views on Omen Path decks. But I don't blame them. It's just a set that not too many people care about. Okay, in the meantime here, opponent is ready for the kill. Swinging with one big creature here. We can literally block with everything, and that's not going to be enough. 20. Hold on, so that's 4, 8, 12, 18. Oh, actually, we survived the hit here. Some way, somehow, we actually do survive. Sort of. Opponents? So they're probably going to leave behind the token, if I was to guess. Okay. Opponents? I actually realized I didn't have to block with everything. That's, wait, no. Do I? 4, 8, 12. No, actually I don't have to block. Okay. So they do lose Bristly Bill. Briefly. Okay. In the meantime... the forest. Okay.
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled.
1, 2, 3. Okay, well that means that turns off now some stuff. No attacks. So, we kind of live a little bit longer. Not really, though. We're trying. We're not dead yet. At least not in theory. That Mythweaver Pawk needs to get off the field. Well, I have no idea how we're going to do it. Oh, never mind. They got the Crater Hoof. Boo. Well, this stinks. Alright, go ahead and do your swing, opponent. I'll let you do it. Or, I don't know. Opponent, are you there? If you're not there, opponent, in the next minute or so, I'm just going to concede because there's no point in us actually waiting this out since I know I'm dead. Okay, opponents? Okay, opponent, where are you? Of all the times to go away, now is not the time. I would like to wrap this up tonight. Also because I am absolutely starving right now, so I'm trying to figure out right now, what should I eat? It's like 10:20 at night where I'm at. For some reason, I chose not to eat until later. Okay, opponent. You don't need to rub it in, by the way. Okay. Okay. But if you're just gonna toy around with me, I'm just gonna let you. I'm just gonna concede now. There's no reason for us to stick around for them just messing with us like that. Okay. Not the way to end the stream, but hey, it happens. So we'll still go to the wrap-up right now, and we'll talk about the deck in its whole. So that was our deck, everybody. So what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? I know hilariously we did call it don't play this, but I mean, the deck doesn't do too bad. The budget version does feel a little janky, mostly because you don't have a consistent way of getting Wrenn and 6 and the strip mine out quick. You do need to rely a little bit more on your other cards to support you until you can start stripping away your opponent's resources. And for some matchups where we saw we did have to deal with a lot of ramp packages, that's sometimes not fast enough. So be aware of that if you do like the package. And if you're a fan of landfall, we have a lot of landfall decks we've done over the course of this channel. So check them all out if you're interested. But realistically, I probably would want to upgrade this, honestly, as fast as I can. The biggest thing is you want to have consistency with your package. And if you can't do that, then the deck does flubble a little bit here and there. However, the upgraded version, as you saw, does give us not only plenty of ways of plenty of ways of ramping, but also provides us several ways of actually getting to our victory. We actually don't have to always just mess with our opponent with Strip Mine and Wrenn and 6. You have other ways of victory too. You can either make a bunch of tokens with like cards like Fable the Mirror Breaker. You can get super duper big with Finale of Devastation. The only tricky part with Finale Devastation is, I mean, we do have a couple of big creatures in the deck that can help us out, but if you want to, and again, there's a couple options I can kind of recommend for you. If you want something big and splashy for creatures, I mean, let's look at the list real quick of some of the big stuff you can pull out. So if you want some big, devastating finishers, the cards like Silverclaw, Ferocidons, if you can ping it and you can make your opponent sacrifice permanents. Cultivator Colossus, if you want to do a hilarious combo deck, but this would require the deck to kind of switch around a little bit of what it's trying to do. Cards like Skitterbeam Battalion also can make tokens for you. Old Gnawbones can also be extremely powerful. Jumbo Cactuar, I totally forgot about this card. Maybe I should have put this one in as a hilarious way to kind of finish off our opponent if we can get Trample. Other cards that can help you out, Tyrannus Rex, Titan of Industry. You have a lot of different options for you. Crater Hoof, I know, is kind of like the whatever, but if you really just want to just go straight for the kill and you just don't want to deal with any shenanigans, throw it in there if you want to. You have a lot of options if you want to use that as, again, another kind of way to end the game. But there's tons of ways you can kind of play around with Landfall. I mean, I don't have to tell you, like, if you've seen all of my old streams, there's plenty of ways you can play with Landfall across various ways. But otherwise, my final take I'll just say on this is, if you like the cheap version, or if you like the upgraded version, both links will be located in the details of this live stream once I'm done in just a few moments. But before we go, by making it this far into the stream, thank you again for that. My True Fire friends will give a little bit of an idea as to what's to come for this week. So, in all honesty, I'm actually not going to do a deck tech this coming up this week. I wanted to address something that kind of bothered me and probably bothered the rest of the community. There was a survey that went out on Magic's official website that was asking people about how they felt about Spider-Man and their negative impacts on it. And it sounds like Long story short, they were blaming content creators. But I'll go into more elaborations about my first feelings about that when that video comes out. After which, we'll do some more highlights of previous streams we've done in the past, as far as future decks for the rest of the week. I have a couple ideas. We're going to see if we can try to do a couple more Halloween themed decks. So maybe like a vampires deck we haven't done in a while. Or maybe we'll do something like, maybe we'll go back to zombies. And we do plan on doing at least one bonus stream that I'm hoping to do, if not this week, next week. That'll be, again, focused on something that's actually not Magic related. So we'll do like a fun stream. I'll put it up to a vote as to maybe a game or a genre that you guys want to watch me play with. Maybe something that's, again, non-Magic related, just again for the season. Just something fun and a little bit different. I want to try experimenting with stuff a little bit more on this channel, for especially those of you that like to watch me a lot. But until then, that's pretty much going to be it for tonight's stream, everybody. I know it's usually not the time I usually stream, but I still appreciate you guys that did pop in for me just the same. But as always, we're going to just end this now here, because also I'm starving, so I'm going to go get some food right now. But before I go, I do want to remind you guys once again, we're going to try to do this again. We're looking at possibly Wednesday for the next live stream. Until then, have a wonderful evening, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll get a chance to do this again very soon. Oh, but of course, I do want to remind you about one more important thing. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Shoutouts again to Thomas, Cookie for holding down the chat, and Christina for coming in. Once again, until next time, everybody, Antonio Ghostland, Spirit Gamer. Later.